Hi guys, I'm Joy and this is Joy's Beauty Jones. Today I am going to be reviewing the brand new Zodiac Loose Pigment collection as well as the Zodiac palette from Kathleen Lights and Colourpop. I am super duper excited. Let's get started. So basically anyone that knows me IRL knows I am super duper into astrology. Like probably since 4th grade when I first learned what astrology was. I was like, whoa, super fascinated by it. And I couldn't wait to learn more. And I've picked up so many books over the years, learning all that I can. I have friends coming to me, asking me about compatibility, and it's always fun. So I know we're super excited about this makeup, which I will bring out in a second, but I wanted to quickly go over some of my absolute favorite astrology books that I think you guys might really like. So the first one is by Robin McNaughton's Sun Sign Personality Guide. Now I like this one. Essentially, my favorite thing is to go to basically the worst of each person. So essentially it'll give you compatibility. It'll also give you, other things like marriage, career, child raising, but there's favorable and unfavorable qualities for each sign. So it'll go over, like for the Taurus female, it'll go over the favorable and then it'll go over the unfavorable. So I like focusing on that section the most in this book and kind of just seeing what kind of look out for. Now the thing about astrology is it's not like a perfect science. You do have, well, it is a perfect science, but there's nuances and there's a lot that can go into a person. So if you don't feel like you're 100% your sun sign, that's totally understandable because you're not just your sun sign. You've got a moon, you've got an ascendant, you've got a whole chart, different houses, different planetary influences, things like that. So I just find it very interesting to I always read the section on Leo first because that's what I am. And I see how close Leo is to me, and then I judge the author based on that. So that's also a good tip. Another one I love is a little sexual astrology, but this is an older book. This was written in the 70s, but it's so fast. Each section is broken up into very quick categories. And basically you can find out a lot quickly. Sexual Astrology by Martine. Love this one, find this very helpful. Sorry for the language, guys. This is one of the funniest books I've ever read. I highly recommend it. It's How to Spot This Word by his star sign. And it's by Adele Lang and Susie Raja. Hysterical. It pretty much makes fun of every single sign, mine included, and I just laugh and laugh and laugh at this book, so love. This is my all-time favorite, Linda Goodman's Love Signs. I recommend this to every single person that is interested in finding about compatibility between signs. It is brilliant. I find Linda Goodman to be one of the most kind astrologers. She's an Aries. And I feel like she looks for the best in everybody. So instead of some of these other books where you're like, wow, like Leos are supposed to be like this egotistical, like I don't think I'm like that, so I think she's a lot more looking for the good in people. And I love this book. Another one is this Kiss Astrology Guide. And this one I love for all the kind of nuances it gets into with the planetary influences and ascendants and moons and stuff. I just find this to be a really quick reference guide, and I have my little chart saved in here in this book. This is what my chart looks like, so it's kind of neat, and it's just fascinating. It fascinates me. The last one, I believe Kathleen Lights also recommended this, The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. This one's by Joanna Martine Woolfolk, and I believe that this is the same author as the Sexual Astrology. So for the only astrology book you'll ever need, she also wrote Sexual Astrology. So whatever. But I find these all to be very helpful, and feel free to check them out if you're interested in learning more about astrology. Okay, So now that we've gotten that out of the way, the educational portion of the video, let's get into the actual products. So I ordered mine, I ordered mine online. So it came in a box with some goodies in it. And here she is. Okay, let's get this out of the frame in a second. Tuck it in. So everything came bubble wrapped like this, which was nice. Nothing came broken, which I was like, thank you, Colourpop. When I ordered the Huda Smoky, I think Obsessions palette from Sephora, that one did come broken. I was so sad. So I was nervous. I'm like, oh, please don't break eyeshadows. Not the pigments, clearly, because you know those are safe, but the palette that I ordered, I was a little nervous. So I'm just gonna take these things out real quick. Get all this packaging out of the way so we can see each other a little better. And I can move my arms again. Okay. Whew. Sorry, guys. All right. So with my order, I did receive this little brush. It's a little bit hard, or firm, I guess, but we'll give it a whirl. And this is a Colourpop E3 that they sent for free. So I was like, thank you. Could always use more brushes. And they also sent me the All-Star Matte and Blur Face Setting Spray, which we'll use today. I did go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I left my eyes pretty much bare so we could do that together. But just to take this out of the box, we have the All-Star Setting Spray by Colourpop. Let's just, it smells really fresh. It smells good. Mist feels pretty fine. We'll see how it feels when I put it on my face. All right, so moving right along. Here she is. Oh, she's so pretty, so pretty. I have the entire collection. This is the first collection I ever purchased the full collection of, and I'm really excited. I felt so passionate when I saw her, when I saw this come out, when she had released her YouTube video about this launch. I jumped on my phone immediately and ordered it. I could not wait to get it. I couldn't wait to share it with you guys, and that's what we're gonna do. So in addition to that, I figured I should also pick up the Colourpop, the Zodiac, and this is with Kathleen Lights and Colourpop as well. So we'll get into this palette. We'll use some of this. I was thinking maybe for some crease colors and overall color like that, and then kind of doing the pigments on the lid. So taking that out of the box, and this is what the palette looks like. So that's the front, the Zodiac. It's really pretty. And that is what the palette looks like. It is really beautiful. And of course the subject matter really resonates with me. And I was just noticing when I was going through my eyeshadow palettes that I have so many like warm tone neutral palettes. I do have some other ones, but I'm like, I like that this palette had so much variety. It had a lot of colors I don't have in my collection. I like the story of it. I thought it was interesting, and I'm excited to try it. And then with the loose pigments, it does come in this nice little box that you can store them in, which is my plan. I don't have a ton of space left in my acrylic drawers, and I love that this came with this full set that can be stored like this and just, you know, slid into my cabinet. I don't have to make room for all these little containers in with my eyeshadows or anything else, so big fan of that. And it comes with this little booklet as well, and in the booklet, it basically goes over all the different signs. There's some beautiful pictures of Kathleen in here. Let's see. Where you at, girl? See, just beautiful, beautiful pictures of her. So I'm very excited to try this. Definitely a little nervous. I've never worked with loose pigments before, and now I have 12 of them. So yeah, it's gonna be an adventure. It's gonna be fun. So let's figure out what we're gonna do and get into the actual demo. So let's just kind of start with a roll call. I want to kind of swatch this palette for you guys so you guys can see the different colors that are in there. So we have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Then we have Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. And lastly, we have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, my favorite, Pisces. Oh, so pretty. Then for the pigments, we have the Ram, the Bull. So we have Aries, Taurus, the Twins, which is Gemini, this guy. We have the Crab, which is Cancer. It's beautiful, like periwinkle color. Ugh. I'm like, where to even start? I have so many beautiful colors. I feel like I just hit the lottery. This is the Lion, this is Leo, that's me. We have the Maiden, which is Virgo. We have, what is this friend? Well, I don't see the names on my little insert. Oh wait, never mind. It was punched out, sorry. The Scales, that's Libra. And the Scorpion is Scorpio. And the Archer is Sagittarius. The Goat is Capricorn. The Water Bear is Aquarius, beautiful blue. And the Fish is Pisces. Okay, y'all, so I brought you in a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing, hopefully. But I'm gonna start, I think, with the Taurus right here in my crease. So I'm just gonna tap some in here. And Taurus essentially is one of my favorite signs. They're a fixed sign and an earth sign. And my good friend Heather comes to mind, who's a Taurus. And she's just somebody that I can always go to when I need advice. And I know she's gonna give it to me straight. I know she's not gonna like sugarcoat, but she's so wise, really. And I just always can trust her instincts, trust her judgment, trust her advice. And she's just such a good friend and just a good person. So I like Taurus. I think they're kind of cool. So you can see I'm just kind of putting this color in my crease, just dragging it to the inner corner. This is a first impression, so this might end up looking a little colorful, but I have a lot of colors I want to try today. And so hopefully you guys enjoy this. But yeah, I'm just kind of moving this through my crease. And looking pretty so far. Put some on the other side. Oop, tap it off. Okay, we're gonna just start on the outer corner, because basically wherever you put your brush is where you're gonna get the most pigment deposit. So you kind of want to start on the outside and blend in. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm just working the product with my blender brush through my crease, just kind of as my first transition color. Now, I did not prime my eyes. I totally should have. I meant to actually do that first. But here we are. So, applying this. And I do have like foundation on my eyelids. I just don't have an eyeshadow primer. I do have some different products that I pulled from my collection for the pigments. Based on Kathleen's suggestion. She had mentioned, you know, obviously using a colored primer on your eyelids, because I believe some of the pigments may stain a bit, but with a colored primer, not a clear one, it should work fine, she says. She also mentioned using a mixing medium. You can use these pigments as eyeliner. She also mentioned using a glitter glue, which I actually have the one she recommended. I already happen to have it in my collection. So I'm dropping brushes and getting eyeshadow on my pants. It's the NYX glitter primer she recommended. So I pulled this. I also have this little NYX kind of paint pot as a primer, and I also have the Catrice Prime and Fine. So we have these to play with when we get into the pigments, but we're gonna kind of just move forward from here with this color. So we're just blending essentially. And we'll get this kind of all blended in. Okay, so we finished our transition shade, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the new lighting. Got my new soft boxes up, so you can see me better, hopefully see what I'm doing better, see a little clearer. All right, let's go into Sagittarius next here. And Sagittarius is another fire sign. So they're gonna be definitely more of like the class clown. I happen to love Sag, and one of my best friends, Laura, is a Sagittarius, and she is just wonderful. They're your fun sign. I feel like Sagittarius always seems to be not like in a good mood, but just in like, they just always have like such a positive vibe. And I really just so much enjoy her friendship. And I'm kind of inspired, you know, by my friends and by my friendships and those relationships as I'm going through this palette. Guys, Dougie fresh, my boyfriend just woke up. So anyway, back to Sagittarius. Here we go. So yes, I was talking about my girlfriend Laura, who I love. And she is just been there for me through so much. And I feel better, like she feels like sunshine to me, you know what I mean? And I like people like that. And so we're gonna work Sagittarius here. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble blending Sagittarius because she's a little bit of a deeper color. Oh, but there we go. It's just my skills. It's not Kathleen's and Colourpop's product, I'm sure. But yeah, working this into my crease. Just blending. And I'm kind of just going by feel today. I'm just sort of picking things based on, you know, letting my creativity flow, letting my muse kind of speak to me. So we're just kind of focusing this a little lower in the crease. We're coming around the cone and moving that color down and kind of come back to this side, make sure we're blended. So, got a little Sag going on, a little Sag action. Ooh, and I will clean this up because it is looking a little bit messy. Me, my skills, not the product, just to clarify. And we're all a work in progress, right? We're all just trying to get through the day. Put on our eyeshadow one eyeball at a time. All right. So we got that little color going. Boom, boom. So now I'm gonna go back in with that initial brush and just kind of blend these colors together. Taurus and Sagittarius, you know, going out for coffee together here. Just kind of blending those into my crease, kind of buffing out that top line, make sure I don't have any harsh lines, making sure these colors kind of work together. All right. So our crease is popping now. Well, I don't know if it's popping, but that's what it's gonna be. Anyway, so for the next shade, I really wanna play with these blues. And I don't know if it's all gonna work together, guys. I don't know, we're gonna find out together, but I'm really dying to try these beautiful colors. I told you that so many of my palettes have been neutral warms, and I've been craving some colors, so I'm gonna play with some colors today. So we're gonna play with these as well. So for the next one, I'm gonna use this little smudge brush by Polish Brushes, and I'm just gonna grab some Aquarius. Aquarius is actually my opposing sign. It's on the absolute opposite end of the Zodiac chart from Leo. And what that basically means is they're essentially like the opposite of me. So Leos tend to be very like, they rule the heart of the Zodiac. They're very warm, where Aquarius is much more intellectual, philanthropic, lots of acquaintances, not a ton of close friends, but do have the ones that they do have, they hold very close. And Aquarius is one of my very best friends, Chrissy, and also Denise and Nikki are all Aquariuses. And I just adore them. They are so much fun. They're so light compared to, like, you know, my heavy emotions. And they're just wonderful people. They're so much fun to be with, and just fantastic people. Aquarius is also a fixed sign, so also an organizer, stable. Of the air signs, they're probably the most stable, just because they are fixed. So I'm gonna try to put this here lower in my crease, just kind of like, we're just gonna plop it in there, kind of cut the crease with Aquarius, if we can. We're just having fun today. We're just painting. It's kind of cool. I definitely want to introduce some of those blue colors. So just kind of placing it in a thin line along my crease. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And like I said, this look might end up looking a little crazy, and that's totally fine. It's just makeup. Comes right back off. But I want to be kind of creative today and have fun and just use as many of these colors, show you guys as many of these colors as I can. I don't know, it's neat. It's a different look for me, but I like that. I like change, especially in makeup. Change in life can be a little trickier for me, but change in makeup's always exciting. So we're just gonna move this along, apologies. Move this along my crease. It's kind of cool. Kind of a neat idea, I think. And just bring this up. We're just gonna cut out the eyelid. I'm feeling this, guys. And Aquarius can be a little eccentric, which I love. So I think a little eccentric eye look is kind of fun. Or an eccentric application of Aquarius can be fun. Let's see. And so I'm bringing up the corner here. I'm just going to connect those lines. Okay. All right, so we've kind of lined, as you can see, our crease with Aquarius. I'm going to go back in with my blender, the smaller blender, and just blend that so it's not a harsh line. Kind of soften it a little bit, but trying to, you know, also be mindful of the placement where we specifically put it and trying to keep it in its little place. It's just blending, just with little short strokes, and I'm doing it pretty gently because I don't want to smudge the color everywhere. I just wanted to kind of stay put, but be a softer line. Yeah, I'm feeling this. All right, so now that we did the shadow colors, let's get into the pigments. I'm so excited. Yeah, actually, on second thought, I wanted to go back in and add a little bit more Sagittarius back in right on top of that blue. Just so we make sure she's still representing. Just kind of deepen up that crease. And it's funny, as I'm recording this, I just got a group text from Denise, Nikki, and Chrissy as I just talked about them. So we will get back to them momentarily. And I'm just putting that little bit of Sag back on top of Aquarius. I am just like really surprised at how much I'm loving this. I mean, I expected I would love it because it is Kathleen and I think she is just adorable and sweet and I love her videos. But when I was trying to figure out what to do, I was like, girl, are you trying to do too much? Are you going like way extra today? But I'm loving it. Love. Okay. Now, last but not least, I have got to get into Pisces. So I think for Pisces, I might end up trying the Delicious Pigment. Now, Pisces is my girlfriend, Angie. And Angie is my ride or die. This is my girl that like, if it was 2 o'clock in the morning and I needed to, I don't even know what, there was some kind of an emergency, it would be Angie. And she just can pull me out of any bad mood. She's just lovely. And Pisces are very cerebral. They're the most, like the most advanced on the zodiac wheel, because they're the ones that have been, you know, they're at the very end. They're the ones that, you know, they've learned from all the other signs, basically. And so they can tend to be a little bit, you know, you have the two fish going the opposite ways. They can tend to be a little self-destructive when they want to be, but for the most part, they're very sensitive, emotional, beautiful kaleidoscope eyes. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Mostly those Scorpio and Pisces have like hypnotic eyes. So just very cool. And they're a water sign. All three of those are water signs, but Pisces is a water sign too. And water signs tend to be more emotional. You know, they change like water. You know, they're just, I love Pisces. I just do. So we're going to try our first application of the pigment with Pisces. Yay! Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some of this NYX paint pot right on the lid using this little brush. And these brushes I got from a kit called My Brush Kit, which was not expensive. It was like $25 for like a billion brushes. Not a billion. I think there were like probably 25 brushes in there. Not the best quality, I'll be honest with you, but I was new and I wanted something that had a full complete set. And I've since gotten better brushes, but I still use these a lot of times, like because there were a lot of flat brushes, so I'll use them to have clean, like concealer brushes to apply products. So I'm just gonna put this on the lid and kind of follow Kathleen's advice to avoid my eyelid getting stained. So I'm just kind of little tiny strokes, trying to be careful so I don't mess up the other eye makeup. And just kind of going along this Aquarius blue line with this little kind of concealer, or not concealer, but primer pot. And again, from NYX. All right, so you can see I primed that. And then for the other side, let's just kind of go in like that. Being careful, bless you. Being careful not to remove your crease colors. Goodness, I feel like I'm like so phlegmy today, I apologize. Yeah, basically just kind of moving this along. And I just noticed on the other side, I accidentally removed the blue from my outer corner. So I'm gonna go back in and quickly just put that back. There we go. No harm, no foul. All right, so got our little primer on there. Okay, and then we're just gonna let that sit for a second. Okay, so for my pressed pigment, we're using Pisces. It does have this little rose gold cap, which is beautiful. And inside is sealed. Oh my gosh. Be careful, crisis averted. I just used this little card and was able to scrape the pigment back up off the table and back into my little container. So anyway, be careful when you are opening it, not to tip it over, but they do come with this little cap to keep it sealed. So just gently lift the cap off. I'm gonna actually try pouring, or not pouring, but I'm gonna scoop a little bit of the product here into the cap. And because there are two different ways that she talked about kind of applying these, either over the glitter primer that we talked about, or applying it wet with MAC Fix Plus, or you could use water or really any setting spray, but I do happen to have, peaks, making a big old mess, MAC Fix Plus, I do happen to have that. So we're gonna try this. Now, I believe she probably sprays her brush, like she puts the product on and sprays her brush. I'm gonna see if we can make a little concoction in this cap. If I spray directly in there. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, let's like swirl it. We're gonna just swirl it in the cap. I might put a teeny bit more. We have plenty. She also talked about using this over your nail polish, so that could be really cool. I actually have to get my nails done. I've been cutting back on getting them done because I've been buying so much makeup. But typically I do get gel manicures, and I'll get one today, sometime this afternoon. So I'll have better nails in the future. But we're just gonna try, oh wow. Oh girl. Oh girl. Do you see this beauty? Okay, now I gotta use more pigments because this is beautiful. So let's just do the inner part of our lid with Pisces in honor of Angie. Oh my goodness. So this was not a bad method. If y'all are scared of using shadows wet, I am a little bit too, to be totally honest with you. I'm liking this method, and this is the method I'm going to be using going forward. I like putting that little bit in the pot, doing a couple sprays of the MAC Fix Plus, and then swirling it with my brush and applying. It also helps you not to have like pigment falling all over the place, which is great. It's oh my gosh, I am so noisy. I apologize. It's going on like a cream, basically. And I am living for this gorgeous, gorgeous turquoise color. All right. That's Pisces. And then I think on the outside, I think I have to use the Aquarius color. Oh, and I did use my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill flat shader brush basically for that application. I think for this other color, I'm going to use the Colourpop brush that they sent me, which is the E3 by Colourpop. And that way I have a clean brush to use with this blue. Oh, and I didn't even use Leo. Oh my gosh, be very careful. I just opened the lid on this one and the little inside thing came flying out. So gentle, ladies. Don't be like me, like a bowl in a china shop. And I don't have the little bowl. I don't have the little bowl color. It's down on the floor. But anyway, you get it. So I'm gonna just, again, take a little bit of this product. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's take a little bit back out. All right. So I'm gonna try like this much, which is probably more than I need. But let's see. Whew. All right, MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna do 2 squirts. And let's swirl and see. So we're swirling, we're swirling. Oh boy, let's put a little bit more Fix Plus. One more squirt. And it basically kind of comes down to like, it becomes like a little bit of like a paste in there. And I find that that'll be easier to work with than trying to work with the pigment loose. So I'm just gonna scrape some off. All right, let's see. Just very carefully going in. Just kind of staying on the lid. This is like so much fun. I don't think I've had this much fun with makeup in quite some time. And maybe because I'm artsy and I was like an arts and crafts kind of kid, and this idea of like mixing these pigments and playing with them in different ways and just all the gorgeous colors we can choose from. If you're like me and you're kind of tired of your neutral palettes, not tired of them, I mean, they're such staples, you know, especially for work. But I just was like yearning for something a little bit more playful and creative. And girl, this is it. This is it. All right, so we did a half lid one color. The other half we're doing with this Aquarius shade. So just kind of making sure that they're like as even as I can get them. But it is beautiful colors. All right. Looking pretty neat. Okay. So I've gone back over the crease with my little smudger and Aquarius on the brush still from before, and just kind of like clean that up a little bit. Just kind of like made sure everything was still kind of together. Then I want to go back into the palette and I want to grab, let's see what brushes I have even left. Heavens. All right, we're gonna grab this little detail brush. I'm just gonna go back into Pisces in the palette and just kind of blend these colors kind of right in the middle with Aquarius from the palette. This beautiful color. Just so there's not like any harsh lines between that really pretty cobalt blue and the really pretty light aqua colors. So just kind of blending those two with Pisces for like a pretty ombre gradient effect kind of thing. Living. Last but not least, we're gonna be extra today, and we're gonna try Gemini in the loose pigments. And the reason is because I cannot leave out my girl Joanna. We actually literally got matching best friend tattoos in college. Love her so much. She was my hero all through grad school. She was the only person who understood how hard it was and how much I was going through working full time and trying to go back to school. She's just been wonderful, and she's so supportive and so fantastic. And Geminis are very intellectual. They're very playful. They're the sign of the twins, so expect two totally distinct personalities out of your Geminis. But yeah, just more air signs, so lighter. And Gemini, like I said, is intellectual. They do rule the brain. And she's brilliant. She just decided to be like basically a computer or a software like scientist, a data scientist, and she just went and did it. She's still in school for that. She's just kicking butt at Boston University, kicking butt. So anywho, we're gonna try this under the eye. So I'm gonna repeat the steps. I'm not gonna spill this all over the place like I almost did. Well, did with one and almost did with the second one. Just tapping a teeny bit of product, because we're just gonna go under the eyes with this, just to see what this color looks like. And I'm so excited that we got to try so many different colors today. So I'll get my little bit, 1 squirt of MAC Fix Plus. Take this itty bitty little brush and just swirl the pigment around the lid. I might tap in and get a teensy bit more. And this one, according to Kathleen, is almost like 2 colors to represent the twins. And it's supposed to kind of shift. If you look at it one way, it's supposed to look, I think, bronzier, and another shift it might be pinkier. So we're just gonna put the lid back on. We're gonna put this under the eye. Ooh. All right, it's beautiful. We're gonna go the other side here. And this may not be the most conventional look, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here to play with gorgeous colors. All right. A little bit of Gemini under the eye. Happy with that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish my eyes, and we'll be right back for the final look. Oh, and I completely forgot to tell you guys, I ended up going with the Maiden, which is for Virgo, in my inner corners, and I did use it dry with a brush that looks like something that I cannot find at the moment. Ah, looks like this. This one, it's the JH 39. So I took a little bit of this, boop, boop, and went, and that's Virgo in the inner corner, or the Maiden, as it's called. And also forgot to let you guys know, I realized when I was looking through the couple things I brought downstairs that I completely forgot to take a highlighter downstairs with me from my kit upstairs. So I tapped into Star Cancer over here and used this as a highlighter on my cheeks, a little bit here on my nose, a little bit around the brows, the Cupid's bow, and my chin. So that works as a highlighter as well. Thank you, Kathleen. Good looking out. All right, guys, so this is the final look. And I am just feeling it. I'm so glad I went with letting my girlfriends inspire me today, because there were so many pretty colors and so many looks that popped into my head right away. I'm like, what do I do for this first time? What do I do to show off and showcase these beautiful products? And I think the look turned out really happy and exciting. I did not do any false lashes today. I just did mascara because I have a facial appointment at 2 o'clock, which means I gotta take all this back off in like an hour. But I wanted to just take this morning, you know, fresh start on a Saturday morning, and really get to delve into these and show you guys how beautiful and what a great job Kathleen did it with Colourpop. They both did just such a great job on these products. I can't wait to use them more. I can't wait to do more looks. That's definitely gonna be in my shop, my stash. It's just, oh, so many pretty colors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I also wanted to let you know, I did use the Roller Lash by Benefit. This is their new liquid liner. I'm typically not a liquid liner person because it terrifies me, and that's going to be in an upcoming video. But I bought this from Ulta maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, and I will be repurchasing this as soon as I run out of it. I have like a hard time doing any kind of like the little wing stuff. This made it super easy. Like, I couldn't believe how easy it was, and I'm not good at it, so yay for Roller Lash. All right, so for the final, let's go ahead and set this. It smells really good. It is a little bit of like a burst at you, but I love it. And I will be reusing this. This is fantastic. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about astrology, and a little bit about my interests, and also a lot about this palette and these beautiful new pigments. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was fun for you. I hope that if you guys do pick this up, you do some fun, colorful looks, and I'd love to know what you guys come up with. Until next time.